Hey, I'm Colin Parsons and welcome back to my channel. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I'm starting to set up my own business. Now, originally I started this YouTube channel basically to inspire other people and to document my journey of setting up a business. But the reality is, I think it's been more of a therapy session to talk and maybe communicate things that were going on in my head, not necessarily about the actual activity that's going on in my business. And I think that's useful sometimes, but I'm going to try and make it more business focused, so make it more accurate in terms of things that I'm facing this week, things that are helping me get to my goal, and useful information, not just a therapy of what's going on up here. Now, where do I stand with my business at the moment? So, for those of you who have been following me for a while, you'll know that I'm unemployed and I've been getting some unemployment benefit. I live in Luxembourg, and that's been an upheaval in itself. It's not something I've necessarily wanted to or saw myself as being unemployed, but uh, I do have an ambition to start my own business. The idea of my business is to aimed around advisory as a consultant to businesses to help them look at their people and understand their people and connect with them better, and for companies to change the way they operate, to be more efficient, to be more impactful to the people within that company. Now, that's a long road. I don't know if there's a market for it, but I'm going to try because that's of interest for me. And I think I have talent, I have experience, and I think I could really do some benefit for companies out there. Now, one of the things in Luxembourg is that the government help you start up your company. So I've attended unemployment conversations, and now they've set me up with a start your own business program. And I've attended 2 courses now, like workshops for an hour and a half each. The first one was quite depressing, if I'm honest. It was, I don't know if it was the way that it was portrayed, but it made me feel very negative in terms of the likelihood of success. Now, I don't go into this thinking I'm always going to be a success or it's not going to be hard, but I don't also want to be put off by people giving me some negativity before I've actually even started. I get that a dose of reality is always helpful, but you can actually encourage people to be more successful. Now, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, which is not a term I really like, but ultimately, you shouldn't persuade people not to do anything just because they're a bit afraid or they've never done it before. You need to look and understand how to help people be successful. What are the roadblocks in their way to becoming successful? And it might be things that they don't actually know. So for me, I'm still charging ahead. I still need to understand the things that I don't know. And I'm relying on the government to help me, these courses, these different departments within the government, to help me see the things that I don't yet know. Now, there's things that you need to fill out, and I have known for a long time I'm not a form filler. I really dislike filling out forms. I struggle with admin, if I'm honest. If something's set up and it's easy, great. But when I see a 4-page document of questions and things in a lawyer speak, my brain just melts and it just switches off, and I'll do things to avoid actually doing that. But it's just me here in this business, and I need to rely on myself. So I need to overcome some of those challenges and understand why am I sort of turning my brain into mush. You know, I'm an intelligent guy. I've done a lot of things. I've had quite a lot of experiences. Sure, I can just do it. But actually what I find is I'm moving away from wanting to do those admin tasks. Now, something that I've talked about before, but something that has really pushed me forward is this bullet journal. So I've talked about this before. I said that I was going to start it. And it's so much more than a to-do list, a book where you just put in items that need to be done. It's a combination of your calendar, your task list, your emotions and your feelings. And On a daily basis, you can just write down the tasks that you need to do, make those a priority, but also you track your moods, your emotions, your feelings. And I realized one of the big things for me is my mind. Now, I've always had this vision that once I was successful, I'd mastered everything, I would become like this monk mode person where my brain was just absolutely calm and smashing every single goal that it wanted to. But the reality is your mind doesn't work like that. There's storms, there's calm, things that impact it that you have no idea. And your thoughts are not who you are. And oftentimes we allow our thoughts to derail us and take us off track. Now, having something like this bullet journal has allowed me to actually just get out of my own head. If there's something bothering me, I just note it down. If there's an event going on, I just write some notes. And it's amazing that taking this stuff out of your head and putting it into a journal that you can go and review later actually clears the road for doing things. Now, I completed this questionnaire for the next stage of my building business that I had to go back to the government. And normally I would leave these things till the last minute. But I've done it 2 days ahead because I've got all of this other stuff out of the way. I know there's a million things to do with the kids, with the apartment, with family, friends, etc. A whole load of things. None of those are urgent, and I've put those in the relevant places, and now I focus on the thing that I know I need to do. Now, this YouTube video was important, but it wasn't as important as filling out that form and sending it back. If I miss that deadline, they won't help me move forward. So it's just about organizing my thoughts. And I knew it was in there. I knew I had to send it, but things were getting in my way, and I was using those excuses, doing the washing or doing something else. Having something like that, it's almost like having an assistant next door to you that you can just brain dump all of your information and then come back and use it in the best possible way to find your priorities and do that thing. Now, I know some people can do that automatically, but I can't. So I'm finding this very useful. So I've sent this questionnaire back today, 2 days ahead of schedule, and I'm super proud of myself. And each one of those things is a win for me because it isn't something that I would do before. So that's it for me. I'll give you an update next week. Thanks for sticking with me. Cheers.